Hey everyone, welcome back to the Java Full Stack Developer tutorial series. In today's session, we'll dive into a key topic, the difference between arrays and collections, how polymorphisms works with collections, and we'll wrap up with some practical examples using list, array list, stack, and queue. Let's get started. First up, arrays and collections. What's the difference? So let's break it down. An arrays, we have learned about it, right? Arrays are one of the simplest ways to store multiple values in Java. They have a fixed size, which means you need to know how many elements you are going to store when you create an array. And for example, you create an array like this, numbers equal. There are two types of creating an instance of an array. One is the pre-initialized like this. You create like this, the syntax. And another way, that is you create just an array, new int, and put the fixed number of the length for this array, for example 3, and then you will assign the value for every index. By doing this, for the first element, you can assign it a value by 10 and so on for the 1 and 2. Array can store both primitives like integer, like double, float, any primitive data type. And it also can store objects like string or your own object. For example, you can create an array by string. Strings is both primitive and object data type in Java. Maybe an array of name, Jade and J2 like this. So but arrays just work when you create but the fixed size can sometimes be limiting, right? For example, you have a list of students and you will not know how many students in your class, right? Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 50, or maybe 0, right? So you can do this. You can, when you manage a list of class, right? You can know how many students. So you can, for example, you will do this, maybe string student name or students, student names, and maybe you will create an array and you put a very large like 100 or 1,000 to buffer, right? So in the case the total of your student is very less, maybe 1, 2, 3, or less than 100. So in this situation, you are waste a lot of memory for just saving an array like this. But in case you have more 1,000 students, how can you solve this problem, right? So Java will provide you another way to do that. You will use collections. Collections, on other hand, are super flexible. They are part of a Java collection framework, which gives you a bunch of tools to manage groups of objects. Collection only store objects, not primitives. But don't worry, you can use wrapper class like integer, like this, right? Or boolean to for manager some primitive types. And a collection also grow and shrink dynamically, right? For example, an array list is a collection, and you can put string here, and you can put student names arrays, and now you will create a new instance for this array list like this, and you don't need to put any pre-length for this array because it can be grow, and it can grow and it can shrink. And if you want to add an element to this array list, you can call the method add. Now the length of the array is 1, right? Like this. And for example, you add more like this. And if you want to remove some element in the array, you can call the remove method. You can put the object or you can put the index of the element you want to remove here. Maybe I want to remove the element at the index 0 like this. I can use it. I can do things like this. All right, very easy, right? So next, let's talk about polymorphism with collections. This is where collections really shine. The Java collection framework is built around interfaces like list, set, and queue. You can write code using the interface type, which makes it easier to switch implementations later. Alright. For polymorphism, do you remember the previous example when we studied about the inheritance? We have some characteristics of OOP, right? We have the I will create an example for you to understand how the collection can manage the polymorphism. Right, we have a class named animal, right? And we have another class, dog, inherits from the animal. And we also have another class named cat, also inherits from the animal. And now, for example, you want in your house you have some dog and some cat, and you want to manage them like call the method fit, right? For example, boy fit, fit like this. You want to call this method for animal, and for this you need to create an array collection, array list, or any class in the collection. But for this I will use an array list, and you put the animal class. Do you remember the rule here? manage the parent, not manage the child. Okay, and here you can put animals and create a new array list from the animal. And for this array list you can add new dog, right? You can also add new cat like this, right? So when you work with an array parent like this, you can manage all the things, even if there are different types. So now finally, let's take a quick look at some common collection types you're use as a Java developer. Okay. So first we talk about the list. So a list is an ordered collection. You can access elements by their positions in that. But the list is just an interface. Okay, you can see a list is just an interface. And when you create a list, you need to create the instance from an implemented class from the list, like ArrayList. Okay, ArrayList or linked list. They inherit from the list. Alright. And now the list is very easy to understand, right? And let's talk about the stack. Stack is the last in first out structure. Think of a stack of plates. You can only remove the plate on the top, right? Stack the plates, new stack, and maybe you put a string for this string, and you try to use plate, and you have two methods for working with stack. Push, you put an element to the stack, like first element, alright, and you put the element 2 and the element 3. Now when you want to take an element from the stack, you will take the last, right? You will take the last thing by using the method pop, like this. When you call pops, you will get the last item, and also that item will be removed in the stack. Let's try to print out it and try again to see whether the element 3 is removed. Alright, you can see in the first time you call pop method, we get the element 3, and the second time we get the element 2. That means the element 3 was deleted before. Alright, so we will next to the queue. A queue is different with the stack. A queue is the first in, first out. Imagine a line at a store. The first person to join is the first person served. Let's create an example. queue, and the persons equal, okay, queue. Here you also manage a queue list with a string. New queue, oh sorry, queue don't have any class. We need to use a linked list for the queue, because linked list also implemented from the queue, and we can use the method add for the queue, like customer 1 and customer 2 and customer 3. And when you want to get a customer, we can use the method poll like this. This method will remove the first element when we put, that means C1, and also get it here, return it here, so you can print it by using system print here. And to check whether the first element, the first customer is removed, we can print another one to see whether the customer 2 is printed. So let's run it to see what happened. Alright, now we can see the first in is C1, is also the first out C1, and after that we see the C2 also be polled. Okay, so that's quick overview of arrays, collections, and some of the most useful collection types. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.